Welcome back. As always, be sure to leave a comment if you have anything to add to this video. Also, be sure to check my other channel, YC Games. And with that out of the way, let's get right into the video. We are back with Borderlands theories. Now, if you watch this channel, you know how, Borderlands 3 I'm not too keen on, so I kind of stopped making videos about Borderlands in general. But I loved making Borderlands 3 theories back before the game came out and we knew very little about it. So I am so glad to be back in that mindset. That's how this channel started, and that's what I'm going to do now with Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. I am so excited. Let's just get into all this theories that I've been thinking of just watching this trailer. Now, starting off with the obvious, this is clearly some kind of DLC, or at least set in the same universe as the Assault on Dragon's Keep DLC from Borderlands 2. And that is awesome. That is my favorite piece of DLC from any game I've ever played, and it's widely regarded as a great piece of DLC from just everyone that's played it. Says it's great from what I've heard. I've never heard any complaints about it. And even back when I was predicting the DLC for Borderlands 3, like way back before Borderlands 3 even came out, I made a couple videos about it. I talked about this piece of DLC and why it's so great, and why every piece of Borderlands 3 DLC should take a note from this DLC, and they kind of didn't, which is also why I haven't really been making too many videos about Borderlands 3's DLC, but that's one of the video for another discussion. This video is all about Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, and how if they can capture what made that piece of DLC so great, I am on board, and that is awesome. My problem is, I don't think that's possible. Now, that sounds bad. Like I said, I'm excited that that's what this is based off of because that was so awesome. But that content was perfect for a DLC format. It's shorter. It, wasn't the full-length game, and obviously I don't think this will be a full-length game. This seems like some kind of more side project, probably even like smaller than pre-sequel, I would say. And that's 100% okay because, like I said, I don't think that story or even like that universe would last very much longer than what that DLC was. And that being said, that DLC told an amazing story about, first of all, it's the fantasy aspect of how cool it is. A traditional tabletop game of D&D. They captured that pretty beautifully, I would say. And the inner conflict between Tiny Tina getting over Roland's death. That was beautifully executed and just awesome because you could see that in the background of the major story elements. It was just fantastic. And I don't think that would translate well into a full game, or even like a full like half game. So I'm definitely nervous that they're overstepping on the popularity of that DLC and trying to just capitalize on that by making a full game about it. I don't know. I'm still excited for it, and I have a lot more theories. So all we're really given today was just kind of some general fantasy elements and some cast member names. And that is really kind of weird and kind of worrying that they would show off cast members and not, like, I don't know, a little bit more of like what's actually going to be in the game. Because a lot of times when I see studios do this, like in anything, movies or games, whatever, and they put like, oh yeah, we got this actor and look how cool it is, and it's like, okay, but how's like the gameplay, or how's like the plot of the movie, No, we got this big name actor, which, don't get me wrong, these aren't like huge names in acting, but pretty big. And especially if that's all they're showing off, that's kind of worrying. But that being said, I do really enjoy all the names on this list. Andy Samberg, I think he's hilarious. I really like him in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I really liked him even like back in Lonely Island days. Hell, I even watched Cuckoo, that weird like British show that he's in. Wanda Sykes, I know, like, that name is just so familiar, and I know she's in like a lot of she has a really unique voice and things, but I just can't for the life of me think of anything like really iconic that I would know her from. But she's got that really unique voice, so I think that'd be really cool to see in a playable character. Assuming these are playable characters, I'm assuming these are new for Vault Hunters, if we're kind of following the same tradition of a normal Borderlands game. But yeah, so having her unique voice as a playable character would be awesome. Same with Andy Samberg. He's got a pretty unique voice. I think that'd be really fun to have. And Will Arnett, holy cow. I love Will Arnett in everything I've seen him in, from Lego Batman to Arrested Development. Hell, I even watched Lego Masters. I look literally right now. I'm really excited that season 2 of Lego Masters is going on, and I just caught up on it yesterday. I am so excited to hear his voice because he has another really cool, unique voice that would be perfect for any video game, especially if he is a playable character. If we get to be him as a Vault Hunter, I don't even care what kind of class he is. That's probably who I'm picking day one, I'll be honest. I'm really excited to see that. And obviously Ashley Birch, the voice of Tiny Tina, which kind of makes me think that she's going to be a Vault Hunter, which is awesome because being Tiny Tina would also be really cool and would make it very hard to pick Will Arnett's character when I'm allowed to be Tiny Tina. So yeah, uh, definitely weird that that's all they're showing off is just the cast and some general fantasy elements. But hey, the cast they got here is amazing, so I'm definitely looking forward to see what their voices will do to the table. Obviously, I'm hoping that the gameplay and writing are just as good, especially the writing, because the writing needs to be a little bit better than what it was for Borderlands 3, in my opinion. But that's a whole nother discussion. So just kind of a couple other things from the trailer. Not really much to talk about, but you got dragons, which is awesome. You know, just kind of fantasy aesthetic of dragons, which dragons are cool, so that's awesome to see. Sticking with the Borderlands art style, which again, pretty cool, which is good. If they went like more realistic, that'd be very upsetting because it's clearly a Borderlands game. It's Tiny Tina, so good that they're sticking with that. Guns. That was kind of my fear. I remember hearing a couple of rumors like last week. A couple of the other gaming news channels I watch kind of report about these rumors, and I was terrified that when they did this, it would not be gun focused, which sounds crazy, but I don't know, just if they were going full on that fantasy aesthetic, if they would get rid of the guns, I didn't want that. So I'm so glad to see that not only there are guns, but in that short little span of this teaser trailer, it showed him like, you know, the guy forging a gun, which makes me think there's going to be some kind of gun crafting system, which would be really cool. Obviously, like the pre-sequel experimented with a whole Oz kits and low gravity. So if this kind of Borderlands spinoff experimented with gun crafting and these kind of like this forging system, I'm all for that. You know, definitely test that out in this kind of like side area. See how fans like it. I get why they do that, and I am all for it. That's awesome. I'm excited to see if that's true. This is, again, just kind of theory territory, but it definitely looked like that's what he was doing, and that's what's going on here. Same with magic blasts. Now that's definitely sticking more with the fantasy aesthetic. I don't think that's going to be testing the waters. But if you notice, like he's shooting at the dragon, and then like his hand kind of comes up and it looks like there's some kind of magic blast. Definitely feels like there's going to be some kind of magic system involved. I don't know if that's just going to take the place of grenades. I'd be alright with that. You know, just get rid of the grenades, switch it to magic. Cause obviously, in the Tiny Tina DLC, we had like Fireball and a couple magic missiles. You know, we had some very D&D, very fantasy inspired magic types of grenades, and I'd be cool with them just getting rid of grenades and just using like some kind of magic system like that. That's awesome. I'd be okay with seeing that. Of course, obviously, we got Butt Stallion, which is probably the most overused joke in Borderlands at this point. It was funny in Borderlands 2. It wasn't that funny in the Tiny Tina DLC, and I was just sick of it when it was in Tales from the Borderlands. That was dumb. But also on a higher note, this is Tiny Tina, not Tina from Borderlands 3. This is Tiny Tina from Borderlands 2. Obviously with a new getup, but that makes me have a lot of questions, and that honestly is almost worth a theory video on its own. So yeah, I guess look out for that potential video in the future. Just speculating why this is Tiny Tina. Like, why would they go back to that? I'm assuming it'd be explaining whatever time period we're at in the game, but it's fun to theorize, and that's what this channel is going to be going forward. So yeah, I still have a lot actually to really fully dissect about this trailer, a lot I actually want to go into, and more importantly, my own thoughts and opinions of what could be cool, which is kind of, if you actually follow my channel, like especially from the beginning, back talking about Borderlands 3 predictions, that's what a lot of it was, and that's what I'm really excited to get back to. Just looking at this trailer and coming with my own crazy theories of what they could possibly do. That's fun for me. I enjoy doing that. If you enjoy watching it, hey, that's awesome. Let me know any of your own crazy theories, and I'll probably include them in the next video or whatever, and talk about, like, kind of bounce back ideas of what I think about that kind of thing. It'll be fun. I like to see that. Also, if you have any other videos you want me to make, let me know down in the comments. I don't know if I'm going to cover anything else Borderlands 3 related, because I just can't play it anymore. It's not super awful. I've discussed in past videos enough times my opinions on Borderlands 3, and it's just there's too many other great games out there that I don't even know what to talk about anymore, and I have nothing, no opinions, and no motivation to play Borderlands 3. So, with that being said, yes, really excited for Teenage Mutant Wonderlands. Hopefully, you guys are too. I, yeah, that it. That's all. That's all there is. Leave a comment if you think you this video, or if any videos you want me to make in the future. And remember, the world doesn't do anything but keep your stick on the ice. We're all in this together. See you in the next one. Bye.